today I'm starting a project which I really hope will work. It's quite experimental and I've not done it before, but it is working with wool and various fibres and also some natural leaves that I've just gathered from the garden. So we've got some oak leaves, that's a little bit of rowan and some sycamore, and we'll see if it works. So what I've got is a jar, and I've chosen it for its shape because I like it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint on a little bit of glue and water mix. There we are, with an old paintbrush, and this is the fabric glue that I'm using. You could use any fabric glue for this. The important thing is that when it dries it's transparent. So you see I've just painted a little bit on there. I'm going to put it down, and I've covered the desk with cardboard because I don't want glue to go everywhere. And I'm going to take a piece of this very fine oyster coloured merino. I'm going to work with my hands today rather than brushes because I can get a nice smooth finish. So I'm going to put the wool onto the jar like that and just stroke it down. Put some more glue on and just build up the wool. Now I have done this over cardboard before and it worked quite well. So I'm just dabbing the glue on. Get some more wool to smooth onto it. Really hoping that it'll stick. A bit more glue. So it's starting to build up the layers here and work my way around. So I'm going to continue working on this and I'll come back to you again when the whole of the jar is covered. And I found that the best way of making it stick is just to lay the wool on and then put the glue on top and just flatten it down and holding one end as I go. So I'm making sure it's not too thick because this is going to be an illuminated piece, so I'd like the light to shine through the wool. You see it's building up quite nicely and that bit's quite fine. So just continuing like that. It looks a bit like somebody putting a plaster on a broken limb. There we are. The jar's lightly covered with wool and I've left some of it that's quite fine, and if you can see at the top I haven't put wool on there because I think it's quite nice to see the glass underneath, and at the bottom there's a little bit missing there, but I think that's absolutely fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is choose a leaf that I like. So I'm going to go for this sycamore leaf here, and I'm just going to put it onto the jar and using the glue, just glue over the top of it. So the leaves that I've chosen are quite dry leaves, just enough giving them that they'll not crack or break up when I put them on. So there we are, there's the sycamore leaf. So it's got its layer of glue on there. And to cement it in place, I'm just going to put a very fine layer of glue over the top. Sorry, a layer of wool and glue, there we go. So you can still see the leaf under there, but it's just got this very, very fine covering, and hopefully that'll stop the leaf from falling off. So just a little bit over there as well. A bit more glue. Just gluing it on. That bit's slightly thicker, so it gives quite a nice effect. So I've got my little craft group in the village tonight, and this is what we're going to work on. that very fine layer of wool going on. Now I'm going to add some more leaves and come back to you when they're all fixed onto the jar. There we are. I've finished attaching the leaves to my bottle, so they still stick out a little bit, but over each leaf I've put some of the merino wool, and where I've got the odd strands of wool coming up I've just put some extra on. You can see it's got a little bit messy because the wool is the glue is just the texture of milk here, and it's dripping a little bit. So there's that. It's still wet. I don't know if you can see. It's got the leaves on it around there like that. And what I've got is a piece of jute twine. Here it is. I've gone for quite a natural colour, but you could use raffia or you could use wool. It's up to you. And I'm going to wrap this around the top. So what I've done is I've left an end here which I'm going to tie later on. So just adding a little bit for decoration. There we are. And then where I've got my two ends, actually I might go around another time. There we go. So it's gone around the top, and that complements the leaves that are on there. I'm just going to tie it off. You can see the tie that's there. Pull it quite tight, and I'm going to give it a knot and then put a little bow in. You can see that. There it is. So just a little knot, and then hopefully there's enough string here to tie a bow as well. And then I'll snip off any loose ends. So there's the little bow. I'm just going to snip that end off as well. And the next thing to do is to allow that to dry, and then we're going to put some lights in and find some more little adornments, see if we can find some berries or something like that to put on there, and then it'll be finished. So messy, but quite quick and effective. My little lantern's finished now. Doesn't that look pretty? I've put some more jute around the bottom, and at the top I've just made a little bouquet of conifer, and I found a little wooden button there just to make a little posy, and you can see the leaves underneath the wool, so that's perfect for the autumn or the fall. There we are. And for those dark evenings as winter draws in, I'm going to put in, I don't know if you can see that, some little string lights. Just going to put them in the bottle right down to the very bottom, so that's filling the bottle. Whoa, it's a bit springy. Come on. And the big reveal. Let's hope it works. I haven't tried it yet. Oh, there we go. There we are. There, the light shining through the bottle, and there at the front as well. And I'll just turn the light off. There, you can see it glowing. And I think if you get bottles of different sizes and widths and put them together as a little cluster, that'll look so pretty. I hope you've enjoyed making this project. I certainly have.